On the evening of November 29, 1970, nestled within Norway's rugged Isdal Valley near Bergen, a hiker made a horrifying discovery that would unravel one of the nation's most perplexing mysteries. The hiker stumbled upon a charred body, lying amidst the remnants of a fire, the figure unmistakably female. Her singed clothing and the surrounding devastation suggested a violent end, sparking immediate concern among local authorities. Upon their swift arrival, it became evident they faced a grim enigma. There was no identification on the body, and despite the horrific circumstances, there were no visible signs of struggle. Who was this woman, and what chain of events led her to this desolate fate? The initial encounter marked the beginning of a haunting investigation, setting the stage for an exploration into the unknown. As investigators delved deeper into the case, they uncovered unsettling details that only thickened the plot. The woman was later dubbed the Isdal woman, named after the valley where she was found. Autopsy reports revealed that her death was the result of carbon monoxide poisoning combined with blunt force trauma, indicating that her demise was far from accidental. Forensic examinations highlighted peculiarities surrounding her death. Alongside the charred remains, investigators discovered a small cache of belongings that would prove instrumental in piecing together her story. Among the ashes lay a collection of items that deepened the mystery, most notably a series of labels from her clothing that had been meticulously removed. This act effectively erased any chance of tracing her identity, raising immediate questions about who she was and why her past had been so thoroughly obscured. Police also found a small amount of cash, various travel documents, and a mysterious notebook filled with cryptic entries written in several languages, hinting at a life lived on the edge of society. Witness accounts began to emerge, each adding layers of intrigue and confusion to the case. In the days leading up to her death, the Isdal woman was spotted in multiple locations throughout Bergen, seemingly living a transient existence. Hotel staff recounted encounters with a woman resembling her, checking in under various aliases, each name a facade concealing her true identity. One hotel clerk recalled her arrival alongside a man described as dark-haired and dressed in a trench coat, who seemed to vanish as mysteriously as she had appeared. This fleeting companionship suggested a web of secrets shrouded in shadow, hinting that she may not have been alone in her grim fate. Investigators grappled with the unsettling notion that she was part of a larger narrative, one that could involve hidden connections and sinister intentions. The investigation took a darker turn as police scrutinized the contents of the notebook. It contained detailed sketches of locations in Bergen and surrounding areas, with a series of marked spots that appeared to indicate potential meeting points. Each marked location could denote a connection to her background, yet the purpose of these rendezvous remained a disquieting mystery. What was she planning? Who was she meeting? The notebook screamed of a life lived in the margins, teetering on the brink of danger, but the true context remained locked away. This led to the unsettling realization that she was not merely a victim but perhaps a player in a more dangerous game. As weeks turned into months, public interest in the case escalated, and the media dubbed her the Isdal woman, propelling the investigation into the national spotlight. Detectives pursued leads relentlessly, reaching out to international embassies and law enforcement agencies across Europe. Over time, they unearthed evidence suggesting the woman had traveled extensively, with traces of her presence found in cosmopolitan cities like Paris and Amsterdam. She appeared to slip through bureaucratic cracks, an enigma moving through the world with purpose and intent, yet always just out of reach. Each new piece of information only deepened the mystery surrounding her identity and purpose, igniting speculation and theories among both the public and investigators alike. One particularly chilling lead pointed investigators toward a possible connection to espionage. During the 1970s, the region had become a hotbed of Cold War intrigue, with various intelligence agencies operating in secrecy. Reports surfaced suggesting that the Isdal woman might have been involved in clandestine activities, potentially connected to foreign intelligence operations. This theory, though speculative, added a layer of danger to her mystery, suggesting that her death was not merely a tragic accident but potentially a calculated elimination. Did her pursuers finally close in on her, leading to her demise in the Isdal Valley? The implications of such a theory sent shivers through the investigation, as it painted a picture of a woman ensnared in a deadly game of espionage, her life extinguished before she could reveal the secrets she held. Despite the diligent efforts of law enforcement, many questions lingered unanswered. What transpired in the days leading up to her death? Why had her identity been erased so thoroughly? As investigators continued their work, a chilling notion emerged. The evidence presented a grim narrative, yet the end remained agonizingly elusive. Each clue led deeper into a labyrinth of uncertainty, and with each passing year, the memory of the Isdal woman faded into obscurity, though her story echoed in the minds of those who dared to ponder the specter of her existence. Adding to the eerie atmosphere surrounding the Isdal woman's case was the discovery of another victim, this time, a man who had also met a tragic fate in the vicinity around the same time. His body was found under similarly inconclusive circumstances, leading to whispers of a potential serial killer operating in the region. This haunting parallel drew investigators back into the dark recesses of a case that seemed to spiral further into chaos. While the Isdal woman's story was one of a lost identity, this new victim's parallels only intensified the dread, suggesting a sinister thread weaving through the fabric of the region. The implications of a serial killer operating in the area raised the stakes of the investigation, creating a sense of urgency that fueled the search for answers. As the years rolled on, authorities ultimately closed the case, classifying it as unsolved. Yet, the unresolved gaps continued to gnaw at the fabric of the story. Each piece of evidence left haunting imprints on the minds of those who dared to dive into this mystery, sparking a relentless quest for answers. The Isdal woman's identity remained hidden in shadow, a reminder of the complexities of human existence, the fragility of life, and the dark corners that exist within society. The implications of her tale linger like a ghost, a haunting acknowledgement that sometimes the truth is more elusive than the darkness that surrounds it. Her story serves as a poignant reminder of the lives that can slip through the cracks, leaving behind only questions and a lingering sense of unease. As investigators sifted through the fragments of the Isdal woman's life, a pivotal breakthrough occurred in 2017. A Norwegian journalist named Oddgeir Brueset, captivated by the case, embarked on a journey to uncover the truth hidden within the shadows. His research led him to a series of archived police reports and documents that had remained untouched for decades, reigniting interest in the cold case. Brueset's persistent inquiries unearthed previously overlooked details, including the Isdal woman's last known movements and interactions leading up to her untimely death. On November 23, 1970, the day her body was discovered, she had checked out of the Hotel Hordarheimen in Bergen, where she had been staying under the name Marianne. Hotel records indicated that she paid in cash and had no luggage with her, a fact that raised eyebrows among investigators. The absence of personal belongings suggested that she was either extraordinarily cautious or deliberately concealing her identity. Brueset's investigation revealed that the Isdal woman had been seen in various locations around Bergen, including a local supermarket and a nearby cafe, in the days leading up to her death. Witnesses described her as a solitary figure, often scribbling notes in a notebook, which she would occasionally glance at as if she were following a carefully laid plan. In another astonishing twist, a travel agency in Bergen reported that the Isdal woman had purchased a ticket for a train journey to Oslo but had never boarded the train. The ticket was dated just one day before her death, adding another layer of mystery to her story. This revelation raised questions about her intentions. Was she fleeing from something or someone? Or was she simply seeking a new beginning? The uncertainty deepened as investigators scrutinized her movements further, establishing a timeline of her final days. On November 19, 1970, a few days before her demise, she was spotted at the Bergen railway station, where she inquired about train schedules to several destinations, including Paris and Copenhagen. Witnesses noted her unusual behavior. She appeared agitated and was seen conversing with a group of foreign men who were described as being of Mediterranean descent. The police later speculated that these interactions might have been linked to her death, suggesting that she might have been involved in a clandestine network or simply an unwitting victim of circumstance. In 2018, the case received a significant boost in public attention when Brueset published a book detailing his findings, which reignited interest and led to further investigation by both amateur sleuths and seasoned detectives alike. With the advent of social media, online forums dedicated to the Isdal woman began to thrive, allowing new generations to contribute theories and insights. One particularly compelling theory emerged from forensic experts who analyzed the chemical composition of the ashes found in her clothing, revealing traces of a rare substance that pointed to the possibility of her being involved in espionage or covert activities. The discovery of the substance, which was identified as a chemical used in the production of certain types of explosives, added a new layer of intrigue to the case. Could the Isdal woman have been a spy, or was she merely a victim caught in a web of international intrigue? As more evidence surfaced, including accounts from locals who remembered seeing her in the company of individuals who appeared to be foreign agents, the narrative surrounding her life began to shift dramatically. By 2019, the investigation had entered a new phase, with police reopening the case and employing modern forensic techniques to re-examine the evidence collected over the years. DNA analysis was conducted on the remains of the Isdal woman, which previously had been impossible due to the degradation of the samples. The results indicated that she had European ancestry, while also hinting at potential Middle Eastern roots, further complicating the understanding of her identity. As the investigation progressed, a timeline emerged, pinpointing significant events leading up to the moment she was found. November 16, 1970, she was last seen checking into the Hotel Hordarheimen, her demeanor noted as tense and distraught. November 18, after a brief stay in the hotel, she was spotted at a local cafe, engaging in what appeared to be a hurried conversation with a man, who has never been identified. November 21, her body was discovered in Isdal Valley, leading to a series of theories about how she had arrived at that isolated location. In 2020, a documentary aired that chronicled the ongoing efforts to solve the Isdal woman case, featuring interviews with detectives, family members of the deceased, and experts in forensic science. The film not only highlighted the mysterious aspects of her life but also focused on the emotional toll the case had taken on the investigators and the local community. Many felt a personal connection to the Isdal woman, as her unexplained demise stirred deep questions about identity, belonging, and the darker realities of life that can often go unnoticed. As the documentary concluded, it was clear that the Isdal woman's story was far from over. Each new piece of evidence, every emerging theory, and the relentless quest for answers continued to breathe life into a case that had long been shrouded in mystery. The haunting question remained: who was the Isdal woman, and what secrets did she take to her grave? As we draw the curtain on the enigmatic tale of the Isdal woman, we find ourselves left with more questions than answers. The fragments of her life, pieced together from witness accounts and forensic evidence, reveal a woman who traveled through the shadows, carrying secrets that elude even the most seasoned investigators. Her story is a chilling reminder of the many lives that intersect with ours, only to vanish without a trace, leaving behind echoes of their existence in the hearts of those who seek the truth. The timeline of the Isdal woman is not merely a recounting of events. It is a reflection of the human condition, a narrative woven with threads of identity, belonging, and the haunting specter of unresolved mysteries. As the case continues to invite scrutiny and speculation, we must ask ourselves, what does it mean to be truly known? In a world filled with unmarked graves and unheard stories, the Isdal woman stands as a symbol of the unresolved, a call to remember those who slip through the cracks into silence. If you found this exploration compelling, consider joining us on this journey of discovery. Like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Together, we can keep her memory alive, seeking answers that may one day illuminate the shadows.